Well, good afternoon, everybody. My name's Chris Berger, and it is time for a Berger Point. And it came across my desk the other day. Why does anybody even want to use an agent? What constitutes a deal? Years ago, it was just a handshake. Years ago, it was just your word. And today, that's just another form of communication. And when we communicate with the other agent about what our client wants, because we do have a fiduciary relationship with our clients, whether it's a seller or a buyer, it's our responsibility to get the best deal possible for the seller because I represent him. And it's also my responsibility, if I represent the buyer, to get the best possible deal for him. But the deal is no good if you don't get the house. So what happens in a deal? Well, I think that the number one roadblock is emotion. So if someone on their own is submitting a deal to a buyer, he looks at this and perhaps it's too low. So number one, the seller's at this point insulted. He's personally insulted. Whereas the person submitting the offer has no idea. And he just figures, why can't I get this deal? So then the seller may come back and say to the buyer, well, you want this done, you want that done, you want a new septic. That's going to cost $30,000. I'm not lowering the price. So what happens? Both parties turn away and they stop what they're doing. So what happens when I get involved? All right. So say, for example, I am representing a buyer. I make an offer. And at this point, I'm getting feedback from the agent as well as the seller, because the seller communicates with the agent communicates with me. Now I know what's going on. So for example, if the house is $300,000 and we submitted $275,000 and the seller doesn't even bother countering, that tells me intuitively that we're nowhere near his price. So what do? Well, I go back to the buyer and I say, okay, how about we come back at $290,000? Well, now the seller does respond. He comes back at $295,000. But the point being is that we have the makings of a deal and we just got to put it together. So that's the value that all agents bring to the table. But communication is the key. And that's my point for today. And I just wanted to show you my hat because out there, Paul McCartney, my daughter and I are going to go to Nashville, Tennessee, November 6th to see Sir Paul McCartney. And I become part of a groupie. So we'll see how it rolls. But it's going to be great to see him once again.